All right. Next topic, man. This one's a little bit controversial. If you're a WWE fan, you already know all about this. What's been happening the last week or two. Right before the Royal Rumble, this news came out. Vince McMahon. Mm, my goodness. My goodness, man. John, what can you tell us about this, man? I know you've been reading up on a lot of this.
Yeah, so there's been a lot of talk as of right now. There is a lawsuit that is currently ongoing
Yeah.
for Vincent Kennedy McMahon, the corporate chief content officer of the WWE.
WWE.
So the lawyer who's representing a former employee of the
Yeah.
WWE, she was sexually abused and trafficked by Vince McMahon, and she was deprived of her endured over the years, and now it has come to light. There's been a case of sexual slavery that she endured,
Hey,
consequences that happened to her physically, mentally, and
hey,
apparently she has PTSD and had suicidal ideation, which is a very
he should have
serious
paid the
note.
money. He should have paid the money. Sorry, continue. Should have
So
just
this
paid the money,
person,
Vince.
so this person is named Janelle Grant. She worked with the company's legal and talent departments, and it is alleged that McMahon forced her to have sex with WWE icons and executives,
Yo,
defecated on her in a threesome, and aggressively used
uh,
sex toys on her with the named said wrestling stars, which caused her injuries, according to the
yo,
lawsuit.
let me tell you this before you continue on with this. John just showed me the text messages, and oh
Mhm,
my goodness, Vince McMahon is a freak. That man
mhm,
is a freak boy.
mhm.
Like, oh my gosh. I
So
can't even say. Like, YouTube would legit like ban us, delete
we
our
can't
channel.
show this we can't show this
Yeah,
message because
we
it's
can't
very
even show
graphic.
messages too because maybe
You
the trial
you you
reasons.
you can check it on Twitter if you'd
Yeah,
like, but again, the screenshots are there, and and again, this is on a 67-page case lawsuit that they built,
yeah.
so you cannot say it's fake because they literally built the case for us, and she has screenshots, she has receipts. So, um, in addition, one of also of the defendant is, if you know who it is, you've probably heard of him. His name is John Laurinaitis. He is the former company head talent of relations, and he is also included in the 67-page lawsuit, alleging that the pair took turns for her,
Mm,
holding her down on each other and sexually assaulting
mm,
her in June of 2021. A
nasty,
very serious allegation.
nasty. And that's her, right?
Um,
That's
yep,
her.
that is her. This is her here today, Janelle Grant. This is the former talent really officer department for the WWE, and Vince
Madness.
McMahon exploited this woman.
Yo, this is crazy. And I want to tell you guys this right now, right? Believe
Mhm.
it or not, this type of stuff happens in the corporate world so much, especially for women. Like, or actually even women too. Like, will do this stuff too, like to men in the corporate world, but more to women, obviously,
Of
right?
course, I agree.
In the corporate world, everybody is cheating. Oh, not
Mhm.
everybody. You guys know what I mean. But people
Mhm.
are cheating on their spouses a whole lot and everything. Like in the corporate
Mhm.
world, man, it is messed up.
Of course. And so apparently, following this explosive lawsuit, there is allegedly another defendant, but
Yeah.
apparently who used to be in the UFC, but they won't name them. We're not sure if it is Brock Lesnar. One of the talks is Brock Lesnar, but again, this is speculation. Please do not take our source as legitimate.
Yeah.
Again, we are also basing off our opinion because on the 67-page lawsuit, it also they talked about a former wrestler who used to be in the UFC. We don't know if it's Brock Lesnar because the name was not mentioned. But again, the names
I
were indeed John Laurinaitis, Vince McMahon, and a former UFC / WWE wrestler.
so
Mhm,
wait, hold on. Before you go on, right? Especially with the Brock Lesnar part, the reason why he's speculated the most, like I say, take this for granted. What I say right now, because this isn't confirmed or anything. Brock Lesnar was supposed to be in the Royal Rumble,
he
uh,
was
2 days or even a day
2 days
before.
ago. It's Saturday.
Yeah, so 2 days before WrestleMania came out, he was supposed to be in the Royal Rumble. Then once the news came out, he was supposedly removed from the Rumble and replaced by what's his name,
Pat
Braun,
McAfee. Pat McAfee.
Pat McAfee or Braun.
Yeah,
I thought
it,
it was
it was
the
Pat
Braun.
McAfee. Pat McAfee
Oh, okay.
was supposedly not to be included part of the show,
Yeah.
but he was a last minute change because apparently,
Uh-huh.
by various sources, that Brock Lesnar was pulled out after this 67-page lawsuit was filed. Again, however, the court document shows they didn't mention any name of Brock Lesnar, but they did mention a UFC fighter slash WWE wrestler. So take that
Uh,
into account because Brock Lesnar used to be a UFC fighter. He was a UFC World
yeah.
Heavyweight Champion for
There's
one
only
time.
there's only three fighters in WWE that
Mhm.
were part of
UFC
UFC: Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley, and CM Punk.
and CM Punk. So that is correct. So also one of the part of the 67-page document allegedly Vince McMahon gave female employees who left consensual affair $3 million in payment.
Yeah,
Grant, who was not named in the report, claims that he receives $1 million installments for signing a non-disclosure agreement, but no further payments. And allegedly, in the 65 port, in the subsequent investigation,
yeah.
Mr. McMahon shelled out apparently $14 million to keep these women quiet, which is crazy to me. So
Should have
Vince,
paid up.
Vince said
Should
that
have
he
paid
denied.
up.
Um, he did say he denied these allegations, but he did announce the next day after the announcements of the 67 lawsuit that he resigned with the
Yeah,
company
he
TKO,
had to.
which is good news for me
Very.
because
And me too. This is great
because
news. Yeah,
because creative is no longer in control. He's no longer
yeah,
part of the creative control,
yeah.
which is freaking blessed. I don't need to worry about him. But it's also unfortunate that this is happening because first of all, I just want to make this clear. Vince McMahon, I will give him props for making professional wrestling as one of the biggest moneymakers in the history of pop culture, especially in today's modern era. Wrestling is still relevant today, but again, Vince McMahon. Let's just be real. I really feel that Vince McMahon's personality in TV also reflects his personality in
Oh,
personal
for
life
sure.
because if you
For
haven't
sure.
seen any of Vince McMahon's video in old Vince McMahon clips, he was a menace. He's a menace. Like guys, if you haven't seen, there are some clips of him with segments with women in the
Yeah.
WWE. Trish Stratus, Tori Wilson, Stacy
Oh,
Keibler.
yeah. It's wild, dude.
Man's objectified all of that women
Oh,
in that
all of
shows,
them.
man.
All of them. Back in the diva days.
Stacy
Sheesh, man.
Keibler, Tori Wilson, Trish Stratus,
Hmm.
Candice Michelle, all of them.
All
These
of them, bro.
Vince McMahon reflected on what you saw in TV, and it seems like it's being reflected now on this lawsuit
Yo,
because now I can't look at differently anymore. Because like for all
I'm not surprised. I'm
for
not
all intents
surprised.
and purposes, and again, I'm not trying to promote like what Vince McMahon was good, but like I know it's bad, but like again, in those days, those were types of entertainment. Those were
Yeah, that
forms of
was the thing.
entertainment.
But today, that
When
would not fly.
that would not be fine.
Today,
Today, that
that
would
would
not be
like
fine. But
immediately canceled.
exactly, and the fact that Vince
Yeah,
McMahon was able to do that on live television and
yeah.
national TV, it just gives me the point. It just proves my point, and especially in this lawsuit, Vince McMahon is literally a reflection on what we saw on in TV,
Yo,
and
Vince. Sorry, continue.
and right now it seems like this is going to be a good time for Vince McMahon to step down because this is serious. This is really serious because first of all, this is not on TV. This is literally a woman who will work for the company and she was
Hmm.
sexually exploited
Hmm.
and and passed around apparently. And man, that's messed up. That's
Bro,
really messed up. And
Vince.
mhm,
Vince literally became the definition of that quote. You either die a hero or live
I'll
long
live long enough
enough
to see yourself
to
become a
become
villain.
the villain. He's
Yeah.
the definition of that quote right now, guys.
Mhm.
And to those that think this isn't really that serious or this is a lie or whatever, trust me, just go look up the text messages and you're gonna be baffled, bro.
We're
Oh,
baffled. It was baffling. So Triple H was commented about this question whether
yeah.
he saw the match. He said no, he has not seen it. So He doesn't have a comment for it. However, the Bella twins regarding John Laurinaitis, they did make a joint statement.
Yeah.
They are shocked and disheartened with the recent allegations against the members of the WWE. It's been a lot of process since we found out this past week, just as we all did. This is something we don't stand for or condone from anyone, no matter who they are. We all want women to feel safe, supported in the workplace and in everyday lives. So if you don't know, guys, John Laurinaitis is also included in this lawsuit. John Laurinaitis is the stepfather of Nikki and Brie Bella, as they are married to Nikki and Brie. He is married to Nikki and Brie Bella's mom.
I didn't know that. That's insane.
That's why they made the statement, because basically that's their stepfather.
I
So it is unfortunate. It is sad, but again, this is how we have to deal with it now. Am I going to support? Am I going to give props to the man who did all of these stuff? No, of course not. But but I will give him props for making WWE great.
Yeah,
he did make my childhood great. But
we'll forever be grateful to Vince for starting this and building up to where it was,
making our childhood great.
Yeah.
But in this case, there are some things that Vince McMahon I would not support, and this is one of them. And the fact that he's gone, Triple H, thank you.
It's all you, man. Now with everything going on, like, I'm very glad that now WWE can officially move on from Vince, especially with all this news coming out, right? Like I said, we're very grateful for Vince, but over time, especially his last, I would say, 5 to 7 years in the WWE was pretty bad. Maybe there was 1 or 2 years where in between that stretch where it was decent and good and watchable, but yeah, it got bad from the creative control, from the constant changing of the scripts and everything, last minute decisions, to where superstars couldn't even write their own promos or whatever. The production got lazy with their theme song. Oh yeah, that's another topic we're gonna cover right after this, actually. They got with the production, with the theme song, everything. Even the stages at certain, what's it called? Pay-per-views. At certain pay-per-views, they used to be like these grand things and everything, right? Like each pay-per-view had its own theme. We no longer even get that. Decision clearly made by Vince as well too. So yeah, I'm very glad. I'm very glad that. Obviously, it's sad to see Vince go, but it had
to be, because this is serious. And again, hopefully not only Triple H runs everything, but I also hope Stephanie McMahon comes back and Shane McMahon. So,
sorry, continue talking. I just have to close it.
But yeah, Vince McMahon and Triple H, again, that's their step family, right? Sorry, not step family, like father-in-law, son-in-law. So hopefully this gets sorted out. We'll see what the future of WWE, who will be running. Hopefully, either Stephanie McMahon or Shane McMahon. I do really want them to run the company because it's been long overdue. So hopefully the McMahon family still is in control of the of WWE. But right now, I'm excited for the future. We'll see what the future will bring. We're moving forward without Vince. That's what's important. And I'm excited for 2024. New stars, new professional wrestlers, everything is going to be lit.